Hello everyone, my name is Ashe,
I'm MD.
and welcome to Empire Plus, a cast where every month we'll be discussing the upcoming Star Wars The Old Republic expansion, Knights of the Fallen Empire.
We'll get together to show you all how Fallen Empire is progressing, our thoughts on it, answer some questions, all in all, just a casual chat. This cast is not only for familiar tour players, but also those who are looking to jump in now. So don't feel too lost if you're completely new.
But before we get started, since this is the first episode, we'll introduce ourselves. And to start, MD.
What's up, guys? I'm GamerMD83, and if you're new to my channel, I am completely new to SWORD, so I am one of those newbies that is joining just now, but I'm excited to jump into the world of the Old Republic, especially with this new expansion. When it comes to my channel, I mostly focus on Bioware content or just games that I really like. Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and as well as The Witcher recently. So I do some Let's Plays, but I mostly do information videos.
Cool. And my name is LadyInsanity, but you can call me Ashe. I do a lot of Bioware content as well on YouTube, specifically Dragon Age and Mass Effect. In the past, I did a few things for IGN and Treyarch. I competed in multiple esports titles for like 7 years. And as far as Tor, my main is a Sith Warrior. I think it's best that we start off answering this question first, MD. So, Stardust from Unholy Alliance asks us, how much insider information do you guys have? Will you be able to answer things the devs were not?
Okay, so I'm guessing this is exclusive information, behind closed doors, secret stuff that we might have gotten from the devs, and if we could talk about it. We didn't get any type of like NDA information. This was information that we are allowed to discuss. They didn't even want to discuss some stuff. They're still keeping a lot of things secret, maybe because they're still working on it, or maybe they just, spoilers. They don't want to talk about it yet. Pretty much everything that they told us is available to know to all of us. So it's not like, we know some secret stuff.
We'll find out secret stuff, but we'll immediately tell you guys. That's where it's gonna be. We'll be able to update you guys every month with this information whenever they provide it to us, and we can send it to you guys in a hopefully digestible form. They did block us from asking other questions that were a little bit too close to spoiler territory. So for any of the questions that we get asked, we'll try to answer all of them. However, just to keep in mind, some of them are very spoiler heavy. We already got a couple of those. We'll answer as much as we can as far as the development process, about what they're aiming for, what are their goals for Knights of the Fallen Empire, and also information on anything pertaining to the MMO.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes.
In the capture of this podcast, we ran into a couple of technical issues where we had to re-record our intro. So the following is everything from the original cast. Hope you enjoy. This is where we start talking about episodic content and what Bioware storytelling means to us. Obviously, like flashpoints and PvP, those have been part of the MMO experience within Tor for this whole entire time. And it's kind of like, it's awesome that they're bringing up story, but at the same time, there's so much pressure in order to make those stories count, especially since that's going to be leading a lot of new players, not only over to the new expansion, but keeping them subscribed for longer periods of time rather than the first month and then the last month.
Yeah.
And because the thing is, the one that they're latching on is a return to Bioware storytelling, to cinematic storytelling. We kind of sit here and we go, okay, what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to see a lot more like Knights of the Old Republic? Are we going to see Dragon Age? Are we going to see Mass Effect influences? We already see Mass Effect 2 influences. And not only in our interaction with the devs, but also in whenever I talk to them in E3, Mass Effect actually got named more than once. So they're definitely taking cues from 2 at least.
Yeah, from 2, yeah.
Yeah, especially since you're going to be going back and trying to find your companions, and you're going to be recruiting them essentially and all that jazz. But
it almost feels like with what they're doing here, I mean, it sounds awesome, but I think you're right when you say that it's hard to keep that balance, because the people that are still playing the game for the MMO aspects of it are maybe going to be feeling left out. Maybe they're going to be feeling like they want more because they're focusing more on maybe story, and it's attracting a new crowd. Maybe it's attracting a lot of those Bioware fans that haven't been playing this game.
It's attracting us.
Yeah,
And it did work.
exactly. Like I wasn't really attracted to it because I was like, it's an MMO. But then it was like, oh my god, this is like the Bioware game I've been waiting for. Episodic and like, ooh.
Exactly. The trailer itself, I did not expect. Like
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Exactly. I'm actually really excited because it is going that way. And I know a lot of MMO players are going to be like, no, I want PvP. I want more freaking operations, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm like, but dude, episodic content.
But dude. I think BioWare maybe, I mean, I have no clue. I shouldn't really judge what they're thinking, but maybe they kind of, they're probably looking for somehow to make the game last longer, focusing a lot on story and like episodic stuff. It gives them more of an idea of how to make Star Wars, the Star Wars: The Old Republic, elongate its lifetime.
I feel like they're really taking a different approach to what MMOs are kind of afraid of doing right now. Mm-hmm. And that's stepping away from what an MMO is and pushing a lot more different elements into their gameplay. And it's kind of it's like that whole thing with Telltale, right? A lot of people come back because it is episodic. Because there's new content that you can look forward to in the coming time. Same with Life is Strange, and because both of those Telltale games with like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead and freaking Life is Strange, they're all pushing not only the idea of story, but it's also a story that is so impactful to your character. But instead, it's literally your character. It's someone you've been playing as for how so long, from levels 1 to 60.
Exactly.
And it's way more impactful whenever it's that way, because it's like, oh shoot, this is my Jedi, this is my
exactly.
Sith.
Yeah, it becomes personal. It's not just this vessel that you're running around. You're the healer or you're the tank. You're a character, and there's things happening to you, and you're forming relationships, and that's what really attracted me to this expansion and playing the whole game because of that. I was like, I want to create my character.
Whenever I created... Okay, funny story. I started off on Sith Inquisitor because I wanted to play as a Sith, right? Mm-hmm. And I knew about Malavai Quinn, who was one of the romances, and I didn't realize he was tied to the Sith warrior storyline. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I get to level 49, and I'm like, where is Quinn? And I look up, I was either on Dolphy or Torhead, and I freaking look, and it's like, oh, it's restricted to the Sith warrior questline. I was like, God!
Rage quits!
No, that kept me playing, which is so... I hate it, because it kept me playing, and I switched to Sith warrior, although I like the Inquisitor storyline better.
Damn, I really need to check this guy out.
Which is funny, because everyone hates him, too.
Really?
So, because he... Spoilers, but he kind of betrays you, and you have to deal with that. And for me, I blame Dragon Age 2 because it kind of... Well, let me just say Anders. I forgave Quinn, and I kept going with it.
Yeah, it's that BioWare drama. You just gotta love it.
It is. It really is. And I'm just like, can you please bring that, especially since we can kill our companions in Knights of the Fallen Empire, can you please bring that back for... It's like, I'm turning into a masochist at this point, because it's like, I want to feel pain.
Me too! I'm the same way. People are like, oh my god, that's so bad what they did, and I hate this character. And I'm like, dude, I love it. I'm all about the tears.
And that's what they're promising with Fallen Empire. And I really hope they deliver, because...
I hope so.
Gosh, like that... Whenever I found out we can kill our companions, I'm like, okay, there's a couple that I do want to, just...
You're like, good.
Yeah. And then a couple,
my ears pricked up. I was like, whoa, kill your companions. Damn. That's going to be crazy.
It's going to be a lot difficult, because there are people who are like, I don't want to do that to my companion. And knowing Bioware, they're not gonna, force you to kill your
Oh, no.
companion. You're gonna have that choice. To kill
Yeah,
your
it's just like the
companion.
only choice you have is like cut their limbs off or cut their head off.
There is actually no, there is a part of the Sith Warrior quest line in the beginning whenever you can either kill the dude or you can just take his hand, and it's just like you take his hand in order to present to your master that like yeah he's dead.
Wow.
and, and it's just
I
like
just took his hand. It's not that bad. It was his left hand.
I want that kind of are you kidding me kind of moments to
Yeah.
come back. I want it. I want Fallen Empire to be really twisty, and if they build on their well, they're already building on their promises. If they deliver,
Yeah, exactly.
yes, please.
Yes, I'll take some. And they said in their conversation with them that they were like that they were even surprised with the things that they've been able to get away with, and I was like, damn, that's what I like to hear.
They said that they gave their cinematic designers, so for anyone who doesn't know, like the people who actually like build the scene, like think cinematographers in actual like film today, like that's what cinematic designers do. They create the animations and like the emotion of the scene, and I don't know why I did that. And basically they create everything, and they gave, apparently the devs say that they gave their cinematic designers way more tools in order to get away, like really expand on the emotion and like the drive within the storyline and making it more impactful. And it's like,
I want it. Thank you.
you know how Bioware across the board, I think it's not only just the Tor team, but it's also with the Dragon Age team and also the Mass Effect team. Like there are these stock animations that they use for everything. Mm-hmm. I think this is actually a curious thought is that if they actually share this like huge database of like animations, it's not only going to be brought in from let me think here. Dragon Age and Mass Effect use the Unreal Engine, they use the Eclipse engine, they're now using Frostbite, and then Tor has its own. I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot more crazy stuff as far as animations is concerned.
I think so too.
And it's kind of like, ooh.
I mean, there's not a huge revamp. There's really no revamp in the graphics and the way that the game looks.
Yeah.
But there's going to be they are going to have to. I mean, if they're going to be delving into some really deep themes, they really have to add some stuff to affect that, to make it to deliver that type of feeling, what's going on, the intensity.
I want another Fenris rip your heart out and freaking and then throw it on the ground kind of thing. Oh
and then step on it.
Exactly. I know Force Choke, like they have an animation for that and it looks awesome. But no,
Really?
I want to see some gore. I'm not going to lie. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a tiny bit to make me go,
I want to see some maturity. Like I want to know that this game. I want this game to be like, this is not a little kid's game. This is a mature game. Mm-hmm. Like I want Bioware to take those risks.
I want them to really step out of their comfort zone as far as
exactly.
Stars kind of. Then again, this is being like everything as far as Knights of the Fallen Empire. It is being what is it? Lucasfilms. They're giving the okay on most of the stuff that is in this expansion. So that is going to be like, are you going to be okay with us putting, ripping a couple of limbs or like burning a couple of corpses or, and that's the thing though, because Lucasfilm they're being the uncle, the scary uncle, or not the scary uncle, the scary father that's going to be like, I'm okay with you doing this, or I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they also have Disney to think of.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all good, though, right?
It's all good. It's okay, right? Can we do this? Okay. But I think they're going to allow the story to really expand into something. Like, the way that they phrase it is that they want it to turn into something that is going to be reminiscent not only of the class stories, but also Knights of the Knights of the Old Republic. And Coder, freaking, did you play Coder?
I didn't, but I know I didn't play it.
No, it's like it kills you inside because
I've heard it's like supposed to be one of the best.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't a huge fan of Coder 2.
Yeah,
I played it, and
good.
But it's just kind of like if they're gonna go back to Coder 2 and they're actually gonna get away, or they're gonna go and adopt this, it's like you have a huge task in front of
shoes.
you.
Yeah, shoes to fill.
And they have a developer too from Coder, so that is on the team. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Bioware is ready to take the next step because they already took a huge leap with Dragon Age Inquisition. It's different teams obviously, but same developer. And I think with Dragon Age Inquisition, Bioware was already making the statement: we are a developer that is not afraid to give you mature content.
I think the other part about that is that EA is willing to. I don't want to jump on the whole like, oh my god, EA, but no, like EA is willing to allow Bioware, across all of their teams, to really jump out of their shell and be like, here, this is the content that you can actually like go into, and we're okay with that.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a huge difference in EA. So I mean, in the past, there was some questionable things, but since
Dragon Age 2.
But I mean, as of a while, I mean, ever since the production of Dragon Age Inquisition, it was like it was something completely different.
It's completely ambitious, and I think it's ambitious across all of. Hi, dog.
They agree. Dog approves.
That bark approved. But I think they're ready as well. I think they're gonna, across the board, they're gonna prepare it so that it's evening out everything, instead of just here's the separation between Austin versus the Canadian Bioware.
Right.
So, man, we went hard on that. Okay, let's. We did talk a little about level 60, but is there anything more that we want to?
Yeah, I think we should talk about, because let's just say that there are lazies out there. Let's just say that if there are people that want to start off with level 60s, I think a lot of people want to know, like, how are we going to start with it? Like, what background are they going to have? Are we going to be missing out? That kind of thing. So
to clarify what I said in the video, I mentioned that abilities will be restricted at the beginning of chapter 1, the hunt. But the thing is that it's at the beginning, not throughout the entire tutorial. It's not throughout the entire quest. Because the thing is that with blocking the abilities, like with temporarily holding the abilities, it's more to get the new players, the ones who are going to be instant 60s, that chance to be like, okay, this is how you play this class again. Or let's say for older players who, let's say you've been sitting on your level 60 Imperial agent for ages. And then you're like, oh crap, I've been playing melee characters this entire time. How do I use a blaster? How do I use it? Yeah. In my heart, I think it's gonna be an instance mission where they kind of guide you through it, and it's the way that they described it is it's not going to feel like a tutorial. It's just going to be, it is going to be a tutorial essentially just at the beginning, and then you're going to go through it, and then you'll have your abilities, and they'll add it on again, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah, some games do a really good job about the way that they do the tutorial in the beginning, because I mean it's to be expected in every game, so it's not new. Even though this is an expansion, it is a huge expansion, and like Ashe said, you could have maybe not played for a long time, or there are new players, so they have to be fair in that capacity. I think that it sounds like they are gonna incorporate it into the story and not just be like, now press this and like this is what F1 does or whatever, you know, like,
do you remember how to shoot?
Yes or no? You know, I think they're going to incorporate it into the story. Maybe, I don't know, make it like a training, or just have it so that it makes sense and it's not like shoved into your face like a tutorial.
I think the good way of describing it is, and of course I'm going to use Mass Effect 2 because I think they had a really good way of doing it. But with Mass Effect 2, the part whenever you're on the Normandy and then you're just going through the motions and you're learning how to interact with everything and you're escaping the lab and all that, whole thing was a tutorial.
Yeah.
But you didn't realize it because you're escaping.
Yeah. And you were also had just woken up, right? So you're like kind of disoriented, and they're like, okay, now try doing this. Could you still do that or whatever? And he's like, okay, yeah, I know how to do it. So it's like, okay, it makes sense, because Shepard just woke up, and he's not gonna be this superpower dude right after he wakes up. So he still has to try his abilities out.
Exactly. And the way that the chapter is named The Hunt, there's a good chance that this is actually going to be another escape.
Yeah.
The way that they described it whenever I was at E3 was that you get attacked at the beginning. And what happens is that all your companions, they're like some form of incarceration or whatever, you're taken. I don't know if this goes for chapter 1 and 2, but at least, it's part of it. They're going to take your ship, they're going to take your companions, they're going to do something with them. We don't know. And if it's going to be The Hunt...
you're probably going to have to escape and you become this fugitive or something.
I have major Mass Effect 2 feelings.
I know.
Major. And because they keep on mentioning it, I'm pretty inclined to say it's probably going to be the case.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it is their in-house sci-fi, other sci-fi game, so I'm guessing that was a big reference for them.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to do questions, or do we have something else that we want to discuss that I missed?
I think we should probably do questions.
Sweet. But yeah, let's bring out questions. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through questions. We're going to answer some of the things that people have asked us on Twitter, on Reddit, which is r/SWTOR. Or I can't say words, or syllables or letters. And we're going to answer the questions. And not only that, but for anyone who wants to ask a question and wants to know more about Tor, Knights of the Fallen Empire, especially for releases of new content and all that jazz, send us the questions. We're going to touch base with the developers again after Gamescom, and we're going to have another one of these. But for now, we're going to answer the ones that people have asked us. So here's one of the questions, and we kind of answered this, but might as well just talk about it again. Vigilante asks, will there be any new planets or areas in Coffee, and better yet, which ones? There are new planets and areas on those planets. However, rather than the Zakul one, we don't know anything else as far as the new planets, and we don't know if there's actually going to be any return to former planets. But that can change in the progression of time, like, oh shoot, we have to go back to Droman Cass again or something. Yeah. Especially with Shadows of Revan and that big planet that blew up that I don't want to spoil. Which I just did. I'm so sorry, MD.
The big planet.
I just realized I'm spoiling content for you. God.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's not that bad because I don't even know who these people are. I mean, once I start playing the game, I'm going to be like, oh, there's a big planet. Shoot.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, shoot. Okay. No, it's fine.
Oh, this is more of a question for me because I played it. Monzax Allen asks, who did thou giveth thy second best bed to?
Oh, I love that question. I was like, that's my favorite question.
So for me, okay, so I'm my Sith warrior. I married Quinn, and I kissed Lana. And then on my Jedi Knight, I married Doc, and then I kissed Theron. And obviously I'm hesitating because I can get away with Quinn, because Quinn betrays you. And then if he asks, like, why did you make out with Lana? And then I'll just be like, why did you betray me with Barriss? Let's be serious. Like, I think I could get away with that.
Yeah.
But with Doc, I'm so scared of breaking his heart. It's kind of like that. Oh no. It's like whenever you break Caden's heart in Mass Effect 3.
Aww.
I do not want to relive that.
Well, you are.
Because he goes, yeah, no, because it's worse, because Caden, the way that he puts it is that he understands, but he's disappointed. He's not angry, he's disappointed. And if that happens with Doc, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
You're like, I'm done. You wanted all the drama, dude.
I do. I kind of really do. Next question from Vigilante again. When will we find out which companions are gone for good after starting the new storyline?
I don't think that's something that they want to talk about, is it?
It's part of the story.
Yeah.
It's there's gonna be a lot of questions that we get asked that are gonna be like, we can't answer it, not because either we do or don't know, but those are spoilers.
Yeah, those are main. That's like, how does so and so die?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even the devs wouldn't. I don't think the devs would answer this right now.
No. And to be honest, I think it's a lot better if you get that happy surprise. Happy surprise.
Oh, you are a masochist.
Frank Carr asked, will any of the returning companions that we were not previously able to romance now be romanceable? And that isn't exactly... It wasn't exactly answered. So the thing is, it's like, okay, let's just say you're a new level 60, right? Mm-hmm. You are blank slate right then. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that if you're blank slate, there's no relationship, like, boost with your other companions. So technically you can give them like 1,000,006 gifts, right? And you could just go, here's a present, here's a present for like ever. And you could probably trigger the romance conversations, but I think that is actually a really good question for whenever we touch base with them again.
Yeah. And yeah. That's almost entering spoiler territory as well. Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to romances, you know how Bioware is tight-lipped about it?
Yeah. They love doing that.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll get an answer, but we just expect a no, or expect we can't answer that.
Yeah. But at the very least, we can ask them about if we can go back to the companion mini quests, the conversations that you have with them, especially since the entire class story is already, quote, finished.
Yeah.
If you have an instant 60.
Yes, that's a good question. Because I would like to know that. I mean, I do want to start from scratch, but if I do start with the 60, will it be like, well, too bad you ain't gonna have no romance. Too late. Lazy.
Lazy. To be honest, it's less about lazy. I just want to have like an immediate smuggler. That's why I'm going to use my 64. I'm getting an immediate smuggler.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's a good way. I think I'm going to try use it maybe to test out some classes to see how, I don't know, how they work.
Yeah.
Oh, you're with the level 60s, you're not going to start with any money. I mean, unless you are a subscriber, you do get...
You get the cartel coins, which is like 500, coins. But you don't get like credits.
Right. But you do start off with some gear that'll suit you for level 60.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just gonna read this question because it reminds me of Inquisition.
Uh-huh.
Atari 360 asks, if we are losing companions, what is going to happen to the gear that we have on said companions? If I know,
that's what every Bioware player wants to know.
So if they're gonna follow anything like Solas, we're probably not gonna get that.
You bastard! I wanted that ring back.
Oh my god,
that's a good question.
I think this is more of an opinion. The way that they can approach this, and I really hope that they approach it. If we're gonna have like companions come back and they're gonna be in NPC form, right? Mm-hmm. I would like them to come back and say the gear that either is, because I imagine either they can have it as one, the gear that comes with whatever job or task or mission that they're doing at the present moment, or two, they just have some default one and they will actually give back all the gear in like a kind of like trunk or something like that with the companions.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, is that your preference?
Yeah, because the thing is that I put a lot into... So I customized my character, Kira. with my knight, and she has like this really elegant one. Actually, no, a better one is Doc, because I don't know if you ever watched Spaceballs, but the outfit that the guy comes back in, whenever he realizes that he's a prince, it's all white, it's all nice and all that. I found an outfit. Like, I put together an outfit in Tor that makes it look like that outfit, and I made it Doc.
You're like, I want that back.
I really want that back, and I have a feeling that they're going to like do something in order to preserve it, because people do spend cartel coins in order to, get these outfits, in order to customize them the way that you want it to be customized. So, if Bioware is listening to this, hey guys, it was great talking to you, but we need to make this happen. Like, we want them back.
Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Yeah, they should. They definitely should, because I could see how some people could feel a bit pissed off about that.
Yeah.
I wanted that back.
It's like, do I make my companions naked before the expansion? Like,
yeah.
But we'll put down that question for the for our next get together.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. And here's another question. Belle Guiod asks, can you please elaborate on the possibility of killing off companions? I don't know why I did that with a weird voice. Anyway, can we elaborate?
Because it talks about killing companions, and immediately you go to that voice. What was the question?
Can we elaborate on the possibility of killing off companions?
Oh. I think we already talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, they don't really talk more about it, except for their creative director just went into this huge volume change, and it was like, because you can kill them off.
I know, so you better be careful. So you better watch yourself.
That's literally where we're at this point. It can happen. We just don't know how it will happen. Yes, and it's verging on spoiler territory at that point.
Definitely.
I don't know if we'll figure that out, but I think the good question is whether we can kill off our companions, the new ones, which that would be weird, or the vanilla ones like Quinn, Doc, or any of them. Of course, I go straight to them because they're,
they're vanilla.
No, they're my chocolate. Oh God, I feel gross saying that. Okay, other questions. Let me see here.
What about the Dragon Theorist?
Which one?
Does the Outlander have a new ship? Is HK-55 a companion? Do you know that one?
Okay, so there's a new HK model that appears, and this is purely from the E3 demo that I saw. For HK, there is a new one, and we see him, and he's the one that helps you up the ship whenever you're getting rescued by, oh my god, I need to look up his name again. Whenever you get rescued by Koffertena. He's the one that rescues you in the ship. And it's a temporary ship, because what happens in the demo is that his ship actually gets taken down, and they steal another one. It's actually really cool, because Koth and HK-55 are... they were fighting against all of these Zakul knights and all that, and they were just like, whatever, we're just gonna kill them off, don't worry about it. So I have a feeling those two are companions. They are there to help, that's for sure. Lana acted as a companion, so I can at least say that she acted like one. So I have a feeling that she's just gonna be with us. HK-55, however, maybe he serves Koth in a weird way, so who knows? We'll see. We can write that down. That's gonna be a recurring thing. We can write that down.
We'll write that down. Will there the Paragade asks, will there be a character creation for generated level 60s?
Now I think about it, wait, what was before the HK thing? What was the question before then? Because I don't think I answered it.
Oh, does the Outlander have a new ship?
There was a ship that Koffertena stole. I don't know if that's going to be a new ship, but to be honest, it was a small one, so I don't think so. So we'll see.
We'll write that down.
Okay, sorry. So next one, I think you said was Para.
Yeah, the Paragade. Will there be a character creation for generated level 60s?
Yeah,
I'm sure, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's an instant 60. However, you choose all the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that to you. Of course, if you have to have like certain races unlocked through the cartel market or through the legacies if you want to go for something kind of crazy like Mary Lucas or whatnot. So
Do people know about the about that crazy cowboy dude?
yeah, Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want that guy, dude.
Dude, just describe before July 31st. If you subscribe before July 31st, you get Nico as a companion.
The crazy cowboy dude.
And it's pretty cool because you can get his weapon as well next month. And oh my god, what am I doing?
And the price is right.
Jesus. Okay. Let me. Hope Ann asks, but can we romance older Yeah. Let me try it again. Hope Ann asks, but can we romance older content companions if they are the same sex? And I don't think that would be the case. Not just because of like it's not that Bioware doesn't want to, but they would have to re-record all of the romance stuff for those specific classes, like for every single one of them. And
It would also kind of be closing. I mean, not closing the door, but kind of like alienating the people that have already gone through and they wanted it in the beginning, but now they see it here and they're like, wait a minute, like now it's here, but it wasn't there back then. Like, what the hell?
Right now, I think what they're going to be doing is being more inclusive from here on out, which is what they did in Shadows of Revan. Like, Lana and also Theron are bi. Like, you can romance with a female or male character. So they at least did that, and I have a feeling they'll continue that, like whenever Fallen Empire actually drops, and if you can romance characters other than Lana, if you can romance, not looking for his name at all, if you can romance Koth or anyone else, or whoever this Senya person is, I have a feeling that they'll actually be more inclusive whenever it comes to it, depending on the storyline. I don't know if they'll go the Gator way, which it was like there will be specific identities for other people. Like this person, like all these people are bi, or one person is straight, one is gay, blah blah blah. But
like Dragon Age 2 versus Dragon Age Inquisition.
Exactly. I don't know if they're gonna do that. Like they're gonna make everyone bisexual just for the sake of, because it makes it easier for the development process of it. But at the very least, you can tell they're trying to be inclusive.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. I wanted to romance Kira, and I didn't get to. So I'm going to make a male Jedi Knight eventually.
Oh man, I really want to play this game. I want to make my character already.
Oh, one of the questions I got from earlier, and this is from multiple people, it wasn't just one, was the idea of, will we ever get Knights of the Fallen Empire for free players and not just subscribers? And I think the fair answer to that is that Bioware wanted to reward, like I mentioned earlier, Bioware wanted to reward those who have been subscribing, and also pulling in new people and also the old players with the new storyline and all that. Because to be honest, like subscribers, like I know Shadows of Revan was paid content, but at the same time, like Knights of the Fallen Empire is a completely different experience. And if you're a subscriber, not only are you going to be paying for the flashpoints, the operations, for building new characters and going through all those, the class XP, Nico, the new companion for Nico and all of his stuff, and also the 7 days in advance early access, and now you just get the story content every single month, and at least 1 hour in cutscenes. And
At least.
and cutscenes and dialogue wheel and all that jazz.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair trade. I mean,
It's definitely a fair trade.
yeah. I mean, at the very least, you can wait all the way at the end, pay $15 and get all that content.
Right.
But that's gonna be like, what, 16 months from now?
Yeah.
Like, no thank you, I'll just get it now. And then support the idea that, like, for me, I'm supporting this episodic content because they're putting a lot into it.
Exactly. And it's worth your money. It's not just the episode.
And
So much there.
the unnamed content that they haven't talked about yet that is making me curious because it's about yeah. And they also said that they're going to be announcing more about endgame content. So yeah. Oh yeah, someone went. Not that I'm saying this isn't true, but is there any proof into anything of what she's saying?
Oh, who said that?
Rayleigh on Reddit.
Oh God.
Yeah, and there were a couple of others on the forums, which I saw, which is actually, it's a completely understandable thing, because, and also apparently they had someone pretending that they talked to the developers and giving information, and it was totally fake. But MD and I, we're from the Bioware community as far as Dragon Age and Mass Effect, and I've been playing Tor for a while. And I did confess that I stopped right before Shadows of Revan because Dragon Age Inquisitions was coming out. And it was funny because I had a moment with the developers and they were like, "No, we knew it." But
Like, sorry guys.
I mean, for us, like, we did talk to the developers. This is gonna happen every month, and you know, we can. But, like, I'm not gonna sit there and say just trust us. I'm just saying, like, you'll see more of us.
I think our past content on our channels kind of say who we are and the position that we have in the community. Not saying that we're special or anything, but we've been doing this for quite a while now. So BioWare kind of knows of us already. So I mean, I'm super appreciative that we got to sit down to talk to them. I mean, not in person, but yeah.
Yeah, we got to talk to them and they, you know, shared this information. And hell, whenever I met them in person, like, okay, let me clear up something here. I didn't meet the Tor team until E3 this year. So people were saying, like, you know, other stuff. No, I didn't meet them until this year. But they are so freaking cool. And
yeah, they seem cool. I've never met them in person.
They are so excited about their, like, they're
I know.
so proud. That's
exactly. I love seeing that. It's like, oh, can I just give you a big hug? You guys look so happy about it. I love seeing that in developers.
Yeah, like, they are so happy about their new content. So I'm glad about that.
Oh, we did. We did talk about the new race, right?
Yeah, we did.
Are you? Wait, did we?
I'm so afraid of pronouncing it.
Is it Torguda?
Togruta. I call it Togruta, but I'm pretty sure I'm misspelling it or mispronouncing it, which apparently is I'm not the only person. So
yeah,
the Togruta that already got announced. Their community manager already, or I mean, is that his title? Muska already confirmed it, so we will be seeing it in 3.3, and yeah, it's 600 cartel coins, by the way. So
cool.
We're just gonna call it here because we talked a lot and a lot and a lot. MD, where can everyone find you?
You guys could find me on my channel, GamerMD83, if you're not already watching on my channel. And you can find me on Twitter at GamerMD83, on Facebook as well. The best way to contact me or to see my updates would be Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter, which is at LadyInsanity, on my channel, which is LadyXInsanity. What I'm doing also as well is streaming every single Friday at 11 a.m. I don't know if that time is going to stick, but I'm going to be trying to do it every single week at least once. And I'm going to be doing, for anyone who's interested, Dragon Age Inquisition content. I'll be trying Tor. I don't want to start with, like, in the middle of one of my characters I'm leveling, so I'm going to, because I got recommended by a couple of people on the subreddit, I'm making a trooper, because apparently if you play as a trooper, it's voiced by FemShep. And not only is it voiced by FemShep, but there's a Garrus-like character who instead is a cat instead of freaking Turian. So I might be streaming that.
Nice.
Yep. And whenever the game comes out, MD is going to be doing light side. I'm going to be doing dark side. And that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
So thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. And hope you come back for next month's. It's definitely going to be after Gamescom. And I'll probably lose sleep again.
Just thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Take care, you guys. We'll see you next time. And may the Force
Ever serve you.
magical.